Greetings, Watford fans, and here we are, the 10-minute take. Watford nil, Liverpool 5. Not good reading and not a good performance at all from the Golden Boys today, as Liverpool had their way from start to finish. Really, a game in which Liverpool really didn't need to even go into top gear. I mean, Liverpool were absolutely scintillating, and to me, they weren't even at their best in this game. It was a training ground exercise for the Reds as they dismantled us very easily in this game. In 9 minutes of play from the first half, Liverpool had already scored. They scored again in the 37th minute of the game. And really, that was game over. Watford did not show the fight required in this game. Now, look, we know it's Liverpool. We can accept as Watford fans that Watford are going to lose games against teams like Liverpool, but it's the manner in which they lost this game that I'm not happy with. The effort was not there. And even with a brand new manager, you would think that a Watford side would be up for this game. Even with the manner of the opponent, you would think that would provide motivation for Watford to get up and at it. But it didn't. And I look at a team like Brentford, who some of us go, well, why are the media fawning over Brentford? Well, you saw what Brentford did a few weeks ago when they played at home against Liverpool. We did not do anything to deserve anything out of this game anyway. And we didn't perform. I don't think we competed. I don't think there was any real energy and endeavor. There was no spirit. There was no passion. And you can't have performances like that where there's no energy, effort, spirit, heart, commitment at all. There are only two players today that showed you any kind of commitment at all. Musa Sissoko, excuse me. I'm getting confused with another player who has the same initials. I'll get to him in a moment. He plays for the opposite side. Um, but Musa Sissoko was the only player really from start to finish who showed you the spirit and the endeavor and the passion. And also Jeremy Ngake, who came off the bench into this game in the second half, showed you something. Showed you that he wanted to compete. Showed you that he had a little devil in him. Showed you that he wanted to think positively and move forward positively, and he did that. I think Ngake was really good today for the minutes that he was on the pitch for. And Sissoko was the player of the game for Watford. I mean, Sissoko was at it. He was up and down the pitch. He gave maximum effort. He was absolutely at the ball. I think his passing was better than most today in a game in which Watford did not pass the ball very well at all. That's been a recurring theme. And I thought that Musa Sissoko wanted this game, wanted it. He was up for it, up for it. The rest of the players generally were not. No one was up for it except for Musa Sissoko and then Ngake second half. And I think that what's happened here is that a Watford side just weren't motivated. And that's where I'm disappointed here. And it doesn't matter that it's Liverpool. It doesn't matter that you've got someone in Liverpool that is a very dangerous opponent. We know that Liverpool are world class. We can accept that Liverpool would come in here and turn us over, but not 5-0. That fifth goal was harsh. That fifth goal was rough. The problem for me here is that this team did not put forth an effort for much of this game, for almost all the game, did not put forth any effort. They gave Liverpool too much freedom, too much space, too much respect. It was 11 matadors out there in the first half, and Liverpool were the bull in red, and they smelled blood. And that is what the first half was. Not a corner in the first half of Liverpool, excuse me, for Watford. I think there may have been a shot on goal, maybe. And it was Cucho Hernandez, and he was offside. So that really wasn't a shot on goal. I mean, no energy at all, no spirit, no heart. Danny Rose was exposed today. This is his first really bad game, his first bad game for Watford. And look, I was of the mind, and I know some other fellow Watford fans have felt this way as well, is that Danny Rose is not fit. Not as fit as he could be. Now, look, this is someone who hasn't played much Premier League football in the last 2 seasons. But he clearly was exposed today by, of course, one of the world's three or four best players in the world. I mean, Mohamed Salah right now, and I'm speaking about the other player with the initials MS. Mohamed Salah is probably right now the best player in the world. He has scored, I think, 10 or 11 Premier League goals already this season. This is match day 8. I mean, Mohamed Salah, you saw the goal he scored there for goal number 4, I think it was. Exceptional quality. And he did that up against us at Anfield a few years ago when we got beat 5-0 there. And he scored a goal similar to that. He had defenders on the floor. He jinked in, jinked out, crossed the ball in, shot the ball in, bang. Did it again today. That was a sublime finish from him. But that's what you expect from a world-class player like Salah. And he obviously is on a mission this season. And Liverpool showed you today, even to me, although they were very good, not at their very best. I mean, I think they could have had double figures today. I mean, they really could have. That's how I think Liverpool played. I think they played very well and obviously could have done a lot more damage to us. But yet that fifth goal was cruel. But as I've said, that this kind of thing could happen when you play opposition like this. I said this about the Newcastle game. Newcastle just didn't finish. They could have finished us off. They had chance after chance in that game. And I said, if it were a better team, a better group of finishers, they would have put us out of sight. Well, that was exactly what happened today. We were put out of sight by a Liverpool team that treated this game as a training ground exercise. For Liverpool, that's exactly what this game was. And we were exposed in every area. Our midfield is not creating talented players, but there's no endeavor, no imagination there. And Tufan, I think, shows the imagination, but he's just not ready yet. I don't think he's quite up to Premier League standard yet. It's going to take a little bit of time. We saw what he did at Leeds, and he didn't do much of anything. No, nobody did that day. But Tufan was not very good against Leeds, and I think he's going to still can take some time for him. Lauser, I don't know if he's going to come back into the fold at all. On the times that he has been on the pitch in the Premier League, he has not looked the part. I get it. Some of these players are going to take longer time to get up to the speed of this game and impose their trademark skills on the game. But this game is a very fast game. And what you saw today is that Watford left so much space on the pitch and Liverpool just went through it. As I said, it was 11 balls against Matadors today. And the Matadors just said, come on in. And we can't have that. Put in a tackle. Put in a tackle. Leave a mark on somebody. I don't think anybody on the Watford side picked up a yellow card today. And you cannot finesse Liverpool. You've got to get stuck in with Liverpool. As great a side as they are, you can't afford to give them so much respect, give them that kind of space. At home, I would have expected more. I said in the Friday focus on the video there for this game that I expected Liverpool to win. I think many Watford fans, even the most positive fans, expected that. And what we were hoping for, though, is that you would give some effort here. Give us a game. Let Liverpool know you're in the building. Let the Watford fans know you're in the building. And Watford fans, we didn't have much to cheer about today. I mean, the fans at the Vic did give it their all, but they really didn't have a lot to give because the players didn't give very much, except for Sissoko and Ngakia. And I think Kuchka had a shot probably from 10 or 12 yards out, stung the palms of the goalkeeper, and you got cheers from the rookery. Whether they are sarcastic or not, well, probably were. But it was thank you for showing us that you're here, showing us that you want to give this game a go. And that's the thing that I lament here, is that Watford did not show anybody, especially the Vicarage Road faithful, that they wanted to give Liverpool a game. They didn't give Liverpool a game today. I know Liverpool won the game. I know Liverpool are better than us. I know Liverpool are world class. We all do. But give your fans a game. Show the opposition that you're there to give them a go. And you didn't even give them a go. I'd accept if you gave them a go and you lost 3 or 4-0 or 5-0. I would accept that. But we did not impose anything on this game. We didn't lay a mark on Liverpool. We didn't put a glove on them. We didn't impose ourselves at all on them. We sat back and we bowed our heads. Your Majesties, your chariot awaits. Here's goal number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is exactly what happened today. We bowed and curtsied to Liverpool. And I get it. They're world class. And I get that most teams are going to suffer this kind of defeat against Liverpool this season. I picked Liverpool to win the title this season. But accepting that you're going to get beat like this does not mean we have to accept that level and lack of effort from Watford. What we had on the pitch today did not match the ambition of the owner, of the manager. And at some point, you've got to turn around and look at these players. Danny Rose not at it today. Adam Messina should not be starting these games. And not only that, I know I get that the defense is thin. I get it. So you had to start him. Adam Messina is not a Premier League player. You saw again today, he's not clearing the ball into touch. He's trying to be cute in the corner when he should be just blasting that ball into touch. Give Liverpool their throw in. I don't see what all of this trying to be cute is about when you've got world-class players swarming you. Kick the ball into touch. Kick the ball into the stands. And reset yourself. But he tries I've seen this a lot with Messina. He will not clear the ball out. He's trying to, let me wriggle out of this. Kick the ball out into touch. The goalkeeper today, Ben Foster, he produced some really good saves in this game, but there are times where his ball distribution is not good enough for me. I didn't like some of the throwouts. Didn't like some of the kickoffs. So he was kicking the ball and not good enough for me. Gets beat in the air. Not Ben Foster. When he kicked the ball for that first goal, the Watford defender gets beat in the air and boom. Great pass from Salah, who was obviously the man of the match for Liverpool. And there was Mane with his 100th goal, I think, in the Premier League, or his 100th goal for I don't know what Mane and Salah and Firmino. Look, all of them scored these goals today, and they're world-class players. We know that. World-class players. I think all the goals came from them. All 5 goals came from them. Firmino with his hat-trick, and Salah and Mane scoring the other goals. I don't know. Maybe Firmino had 2, maybe he had 3. Listen, the fact is that Liverpool played us off the park. But what I really am profoundly disappointed in is a lot of the way Watford played this game. The passing has not been good. It's not been good all season, even when we've won the games. Ben Foster, again, even with the first goal, I kind of wondered, could he have had a chance to put a hand to that? It's very different me sitting here in San Francisco wondering it. When you're on the pitch, obviously at the Vic, it's a whole different story when you've got world-class players coming at you. So I accept that, but it makes you wonder whether you're at the Vic watching that. Do you think Ben Foster could have got a hand to that first one? Parried that third goal out, and then Cathcart did what he did after then the parry came along, and then Firmino, thank you very much, and that was 3-0. I really don't know why Watford were so poor today. And it's not only that Liverpool made them poor, because Liverpool were very good today. I don't even think Liverpool were at their best today. But Liverpool were incisive and decisive. And we were not. We didn't have any decision-making. Our decision-making wasn't good. Our balance wasn't good. And I get it. Ranieri is our brand new manager at the club. It's going to take time for them to embed his philosophy against teams the likes of Everton next week when we go to Goodison Park. We are going to see, I think, a bit more from Watford, I hope. And then, of course, Southampton, the following game. Those are the two big games coming up for Watford. But I really want to stick on this game against Liverpool because I think here that Watford really let their fans down today. No effort. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your team is, what your lineup is, and who you're playing, and that you've got a new manager. In fact, the new manager alone should have been the motivation here for these Watford players to show Ranieri what they've got. They didn't show him anything. They didn't show him anything. They didn't show the fans anything. And they didn't show Liverpool anything. Simple as. This is not good enough, mate. It's not good enough. I accept the defeat, but I don't accept when you're not putting in a tackle, when you're not getting stuck in. There were only 3 or 4 times in this whole game where I saw players sliding into tackles, getting stuck in. And that does go down, I think, some ways also, not only the mentality, which I've talked about all season, but leadership. We are missing the leader. And yes, Troy has gone. And I have said many times, there are people who don't appreciate Troy Deeney, but they will understand when he's gone that the leadership will be missing. And here we are now. The leadership is missing. Tom Cleverley leads by example. He is a quieter leader. He is someone who leads by example. He may not necessarily be the loud voice in the dressing room. I don't know. I don't get the impression that he might be. William Troost-Ekong, I think he's got leadership qualities, but he doesn't necessarily always lead by example on the pitch. I didn't like the defensive pairing today, a little bit shaky there, Cathcart and Troost-Ekong, but then again, they've not had much time together on the pitch this season, together in that partnership. And of course, lots of injuries in the back line. Musa Sissoko right now is probably your leader on this team. He showed it today. He led by example. I think he's vocal in that dressing room, in that clubhouse. He's got the stature. He's got the experience. He's got the respect. And he led by example today. And he has done. I think he's been good in all of these games, pretty much. And you saw his impact today. Went after every ball, kicked the ball out into touch when that was required. I mean, this is the kind of performance that everybody should give today, despite the defeat. That is the level of performance. I wanted to see that from the other 10 players on that pitch. And sadly, that didn't happen. We put this game away. We say goodbye to this game and to Liverpool. But we have to say hello to a lot more passion, a lot more fervor, and a lot more endeavor next week. We got 1 week for this game coming up. Let's show the fight, the heart, the spirit, and let's start getting at these teams. We have to have no fear, especially now on the road. No fear. We've got to get at it next week. And I hope that against the other Merseyside team, we start showing a little bit more devil.